Last week, the York Region District School Board organized an event called Say No to Hate. This event was at the Newmarket High School, and they spoke about the dangers of right-wing extremism in the community. Students, teachers, parents, and members of the community were invited to learn how to address hate, but of course, only right-wing hate. Evan Balgard is a journalist who spoke at the event. He started his speech with this.
Our focus in looking at hate groups is on right-wing extremism. And the reason for that is because we believe it to be the largest domestic threat, and because we know that there are relatively few resources being spent on it by law enforcement.
Yep, right-wingers are the biggest domestic threat. According to who? Well, he didn't say, he just believes it. To summarize what right-wingers' end goal is, according to Evan, I put this montage together.
The logical conclusion of their ideology is mass deportations and mass murders, genocide. It is deadly, and they want white European people to have their own ethnically homogenous ethno-state in Canada, even if that requires deportations or genocide. If they are participating, if they are even just merely being supportive of it, they're hurting people. Right? The movement that hurts people, that kills people, calls for mass violence. That's its logical conclusion. They are causing harm to a human being. The end of that ideology is necessarily mass murder.
If that isn't fear-mongering, I don't know what is. He stood up on that stage and stated that the ultimate goal of right-wing ideology is genocide. Evan explained that the alt-right is an umbrella term, which means you can put almost anyone in that group. If you're anti-political correctness, anti-feminism, or disagree with the Liberal government, you in fact are an alt-right racist. Oh, and young white males who don't have any luck with girls are especially in danger of becoming neo-Nazis. Again, according to Evan.
Often where it starts is actually the anti-women hatred. So they'll be on 4chan or whatever, and they'll be reading arguments about, for example, the gender wage gap being a myth, or that it's just women's biological preference to be pregnant and bitch. And here's some science to back it up, right?
Oh yes, silly science. Another speaker named Elizabeth Moore talked about her radicalization when she was a teenager and she joined the group Heritage Front. Honestly, listening to her speech, she seems to have been radicalized from one extreme to the other. Sounds like she went from hanging out with skinheads as a teenager to becoming a radical leftist.
I was the only white kid in my class, or one of a handful of white kids in my class. And I was also bullied because of the color of my skin. I was very pale as a child and had very dark hair. So that was, for whatever reason, what the bullies decided was different enough about me that they were going to take issue with it. And as soon as they saw that they were getting to me, of course they took issue more and they would poke me and poke me. And of course, reverse racism does not exist. And I don't want anybody to leave this room thinking that I am saying it does, because it does not.
So, as she talked about being bullied for being white, she stopped her speech to clarify to everyone that reverse racism does not exist. Which brings up some questions. Does that mean you can't be racist towards white people and only white people can be racist? Then how do you explain being bullied for your white skin? The entire event was one-sided and only targeted hateful white people. Their point is to stop people from even hearing right-wing positions. They want to shut down speech before it reaches free thinkers. Applause broke out when they mentioned several conservatives were banned on social media just days before. The left has a clear motive to shut down free speech. While this was just one event, there are events like this going on in schools and other places all around Canada. The left pushes their talking points every day while shutting down conservatives. This is why we should be concerned. For the Rebel.media, I'm Jessica Swietoniowski. If you liked that video and want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Also, make sure you check out the Rebel Media app on the App Store.